What position do you feed in? So we know a lot of parents when they start feeding, they want to feed like this, right? They want to like have the baby like kind of cradled and they're kind of like this, right? You won't see like a NICU nurse feed like that. Like I always teach the parents like to sit the baby on their lap, just like on their butt, like, and kind of support the back of the neck and the head. But, and Jenny can attest to this, there's this, I can't explain it when you guys say we can feed any baby. There's this, like if you lift the back of their head up and kind of elongate this part of them so that they're not just like this, but they're like this. Does that make any difference? If you kind of push up a little bit and then tilt their head back, I don't know what it does. It like wakes them up, right? So instead of going like this and just kind of being comfortable and feeding, when you do that, you open up all of this. And that's where you'll see the NICU nurses like this, like, you know, and they'll be feeding.
Swaddled. He's not swaddled,
yeah,
but swaddled up their arms and legs so they don't help.
Although sometimes some babies don't like to be swaddled when they feed. They like to grab onto the bottle, or and I mean, you'll get to know that, like what they like, right? And then burping is easier this way too. Just instead of having to put over your shoulder. Yeah. And then also sometimes too, like left sideline, just like this. And you know, I think it's good for babies that need more pacing or that just eat faster. But definitely bottles. I think bottles is a big thing. But I think once you get home, that's why I always tell my parents to bring in bottles if they think they're going to use. Because you can use anything. Because I know it gets frustrating because you come in and you're like, well, he was taking this bottle with this nipple.
Just not that one that looks like a breast. It's like this big.
Oh, the como. Do you got the what is that? Como tomo?
Yeah, something like that. It's like a half breast that you.
Oh, Caroline doesn't like that one.
It's awful.
Yeah, she doesn't like that one. So let's say your baby is due to feed and he's just not waking up. You can try unswaddling. I know you guys have seen this a lot of times where they'll be like, do you want this? No, not going to work, right? Just open their mouth, and even if they're asleep, they'll start eating. Yeah. Push it up on the palate a little bit so that they know it's there, and if they stop, you can do the same thing. You'll always see us going like this, like if they stop.
So on the positioning, we were doing the NICU, and then I was like, well, I read all these things like, maybe you should be making eye contact. I felt like this was kind of impersonal, like, I don't know, you know, like they're like a doll, like just like stuff putting the bottle in.
No, not going to work, right? Just open their mouth, and even if they're asleep, they'll start eating. Push it up on the palate a little bit so that they know it's there, and if they stop, you can do the same thing. You'll always see us going like this, like if they stop.
So at the positioning, we were doing the NICU, and then I was like, well, I read all these things like, maybe you should be making eye contact. I felt like this was kind of impersonal, like, I don't know, you know, like they're like a doll, like just like stuff putting the bottle in, and I wanted to like cradle my baby and like look at him and, you know, like make eye contact and like come close to him. So I would need to do that, and maybe that's kind of, I don't know.
He gets sleepy.
Because he's next to you, too. I mean,
He does.
yeah.
Have you tried that way? Because that's how I feed the babies, and he'll look at me. He'll look over and
they'll look like this.
you can still like
turn
have
a
a
mirror.
mirror. You can put a mirror and stare at each other in a mirror. That's amazing.
We were in the NICU for a long time. I call it now.
That's how you feel. Yeah. Well, do I just treat him like in the NICU and just slowly work do it doing it right, like clean, you know. But that also with the reflex too. It's not good.
Yeah, because we still, I only have, well, she still feeds them like this, but only one of them, the smaller one, if you don't know, they will feed it, things like that. The bigger ones, now they're both like 20 pounds, like you can feed them however which way.
They will take it no matter what.
Yeah, except the nipple. So Laura's, even though she was on these bottles in the NICU, she refuses that nipple. She wants that natural flow breast.
Yeah.
So if we try to give her a Dr. Mark,
I mean, there's a lot of different, there's like an ultra preemie and ultra preemie. Whatever works, I think that's.
Can you talk a little bit though about burping? Because we've been hitting some sort of issues. This all comes back to reflex for us typically. But with the burping, we find that that's a lot of times where he gets super uncomfortable. Like he'll get uncomfortable while he's feeding. As soon as you move him, it's like he's invisible pain is what it looks like.
He goes like this, like.
So,
I mean, the time when he like pushes like my hand, he doesn't want me to like.
So is that something though that you have to kind of like power through in a way? Like that's just he's gonna do that. You still just gotta burp him because that's what's important.
First, you just don't like it that way.
Rolling.
You just like
The rolling.
Like this?
Yeah.
Like this way?
Yeah. Or
Yeah, we would do the
Rub.
She would do that as well. And I would start out, and it kind of, she got used to it, she liked it. She started to enjoy it, but she would be in a lot of pain as well. So I started, massaging like her back, or, going like this, and then going into work, instead of just coming off and, trying to burp her.
Every baby is different in terms of what they like. Some like really like really aggressive pats. Some just like a little bit. Some like the rolling. Some like the back rub. So you got to kind of try all the different techniques and see what works best for him. So try the rolling without hitting him. You just roll him around in a circle so that it moves the gas a little bit, and then try the just rubbing the back rather than actually hitting him on the back.
Is he difficult to burp, or he's just really uncomfortable when he
He'll
burps?
typically let out like a very sort of like adult sounding burp. But it's again, I think it's more of a thing for us when we see him in what appears to be sort of like a painful kind of response. We get concerned like, oh, are we doing something that's actually hurting him, or is it just like that's how they're going to react, and you just have to make sure.
Think of what, as adults, we've all had a moment where we
Yeah.
ate something that we shouldn't have, and there's that, it's trapped like right there, and it just hurts.
It's like heartburn.
You can't quite get it to move. It's the same thing. Gas trapped. It doesn't feel great, and so he's going to have a response to that, which is why we're trying to minimize the amount of gas that's going in by letting him burp some of that air that he's swallowing as he's sucking down out,
Yeah.
Or maybe try to burp him maybe more frequently. So you're just burping him like once through a feeding, maybe try more frequent burping. Why is my baby crying? I was going to ask Pia if her baby's crying.
She's here.
All babies cry. Be confident that you know your baby, because you do. So again, like, is it a hungry cry? Is it like a reflex cry? A colicky cry? Does he want the pacifier? Some babies, they hate dirty diapers. Like, and you right? And once you change it, they're fine. Now those, I would say, they're already up, so you could change before you're feeding.
Excessive crying can burn calories, affect feeding, and alter sleep cycles. And the last thing that I think is super important is to be more concerned if your baby is lethargic, not feeding,
And doesn't cry, because that's usually the first sign that something's wrong or they're getting sick. They won't feed well, and they'll just be like lethargic. Yeah.
and then Caroline will talk more about when to call the doctor.
Yeah.
Right, on that. But
Any other questions? You can come by and teach our babies how to burp, and because you're so good at it.
And they have three, and all three like a different technique. One likes the rolling, the other one likes over my shoulder, like tap, and then say just 1, 2, and he has to face out.
That's so good. Okay. Pia, did your babies cry?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, when they weren't, well, just in general. But mostly when they were hungry or.
They're not big cry. not with tires. Yeah, they were ready to sleep through the night faster than I would let it go. So like I think they were ready to sleep through the night at 6 months, going to 7, and I made sure I had a night nurse, 12 hours at night. I made sure that they still wake them up every 3 hours to feed them until they're 10 months old.
Oh wow.
So my night nurse said, they won't wake up. They won't. I'm like, feed them. I was just, they were so small, and I was so scared. Yeah, but no, they weren't tires. They slept through. But we're on top of it. Like we're very diverse change. Feed, birth. It's like excessive.
I have a question for you, which is really cute because we have multiples and they came home at 2 different times.
Yes.
It's very similar to us.
Yeah.
Did they have a lot of differences in how many ounces were they eating and also in their weight?
Yes.
Oh.
So one is always a couple pounds behind the other one, and they were eating different ounces.
Okay.
And even now, when they're 3.5, developmentally, one is always behind the other one.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so I would see, and it's frustrating because, especially with twins, you expect, I have identical twins, so sometimes you kind of catch yourself. Yeah, they do everything the same and, different personality, but do everything the same at the same time, and they don't.
Okay.
Yeah, one talks.
Are
We have identical boys.
Okay.
is 18 pounds, the other one's 10 pounds. One eats 10 ounces, the other one eats 4.
Right.
So there's
Want this?
Yeah. Well, my one boy is 41 pounds now, and the other one's still 36, 37. So he's always behind. Yes. And he had IUGR in the womb. He had intrauterine growth restriction. So he was growing a week behind the other one. Yeah. So then, you'll see that. But they always, catch up. Yeah. Different personality. The smaller ones are more feisty, more strong-willed. Yeah. And you'll be surprised, even though they're smaller. Well, my boys, at least, the smaller one is so strong. He'll grapple the other one and put him down on the floor. And the other one's so big and teddy bear. Yeah. Yep. I know, but he had to fight more, right, from when he's inside. So, yeah. Yeah, my little one was squished up my rib cage, so they had to really pry him out. So, yeah, it's okay. They're gonna be different stages, but they'll get there. Yeah.